You know that morning ritual, right? That one drink you just have to feel human, to get your brain online and ready for the day. But what if I told you that cozy, comforting habit might actually be a Trojan horse for your health? It's a pretty wild thought, so let's dig in and see what's really going on. So here's the big question we're asking today. Is that drink that feels like your personal savior every morning actually sabotaging your body from the inside out? We're going to break down the science behind this super common habit and figure out if your routine needs a serious wake-up call. I mean, you know the feeling. The alarm's gone off for the third time, you're basically sleepwalking, and the only thing that sounds remotely appealing is that big, sweet hazelnut latte. Or maybe a boba milk tea. Or even one of those supposedly healthy energy smoothies. That first taste of sugar, it feels like your soul is finally rebooting. But hold on, here comes the plot twist. A specialist, Dr. Huang, basically drops a bombshell on this whole cozy morning scene. He says that drinking these super sugary drinks first thing on an empty stomach is like secretly planting a landmine in your gut. Whoa, that's a pretty intense image, right? Let's find out exactly what he means. See, the whole problem, the absolute key to all of this, isn't just the sugar. It's the fact that you're drinking it on a totally empty stomach. That combo right there creates the perfect storm for a kind of silent, internal attack on your body. This slide makes it super clear. Just picture your gut as a highway. Now, if you've already eaten some food, protein, fat, some fiber, it's like you've put a bunch of speed bumps on that highway. The sugar has to slow down and it gets absorbed nice and steady. But on an empty stomach? Oh, that's a wide open highway, my friend. No speed limit. And that sugar just slams full speed directly into your gut lining. It causes this massive, damaging spike. And what's the result of that daily sugar crash landing? It kicks off something called chronic low-grade inflammation. And this is the real bad guy in our story. It's called a silent bully for a reason. You don't feel a sharp pain. It's not like a sudden stomach ache. No, it's this constant, low-level irritation that day after day after day is just slowly eating away at the lining of your intestines. So let's follow the chain of events here because it's like a domino effect. First, your blood sugar goes on an insane roller coaster ride. It skyrockets, which makes your body freak out and release a flood of insulin. Do that every day, and your body starts to ignore the insulin. Then, step 2, you're basically throwing a party for all the bad bacteria in your gut. Sugar is their absolute favorite food, and you're letting them take over and crowd out the good guys. And finally, after all that, your gut's defense wall just starts to crumble, leaving it weak and totally vulnerable to really dangerous cell mutations. And this is where that quiet internal damage suddenly becomes a very real, very scary external threat: early onset colorectal cancer. And what's really frightening is that data shows this is on the rise, especially in younger people who grew up thinking a sugary drink for breakfast was totally normal. The most insidious part is that the early warning signs are things we all brush off. A change in your bathroom habits? Must be stress. See a little blood? Oh, it's probably just hemorrhoids. Losing weight without even trying. Some people might even think that's a good thing. These are those little whispers from your body that are so easy to ignore. And that's exactly why ignoring those whispers is so incredibly dangerous. By the time the symptoms are loud enough that you can't ignore them anymore, by the time they're screaming at you, the cancer has often had years to grow silently, and it might already be in an advanced stage. That's a chilling thought. It really highlights why prevention, starting with that very first choice you make in the morning, is absolutely everything. Okay, I know that was all pretty heavy, but here's the good news. Here's where we pivot. The solution isn't some crazy, complicated, expensive plan. It's actually a really simple change you can make. So let's talk about how you can start reclaiming your gut health, like right now. All right, here it is, your new game plan for the morning, laid out plain and simple. Over on the left, you've got the landmine zone. That's all your sugary coffees, your sweet teas, those so-called energy smoothies. And on the right, that's the guardian zone. We're talking black coffee, unsweetened green tea, and good old-fashioned water. You can just screenshot this. This is your cheat sheet. And listen, this isn't just wishful thinking. Science actually shows that just 30 days, 1 month of ditching that morning sugar bomb can cause a major drop in your body's inflammation levels. Not only that, but the antioxidants you get from black coffee or unsweetened tea can actually help your good gut bacteria to start thriving again. And I get it, okay? Going from a sweet, creamy latte straight to black coffee can feel like a punishment.
but it doesn't have to be that hard. If you crave that bubbly feeling, try sparkling water with a little lemon. If you just can't live without a latte, try making one at home with unsweetened milk. And here's the big one. You don't have to quit cold turkey. Just taper down. Go from full sugar to half, then a quarter. Every little step in the right direction is a huge win for your body.
So when you really boil it down, it's this simple. Every single morning, with that very first thing you choose to drink, you're casting a vote. It's either a vote for chronic inflammation or it's a vote for your long-term health. It's such a small choice, but it has a massive, massive impact. Dr. Huang's words here really hit home, don't they? Cancer is not sudden, but the result of accumulated dietary choices. This isn't about one bad decision. It's about all the little choices that stack up day after day, year after year. And that morning drink? It's a huge piece of that puzzle. So the final question is pretty simple, and it's just for you. Now that you know that your morning ritual could be a hidden landmine, are you ready to take the 30-day challenge to make a different choice? Your future self is definitely going to thank you for it.